Let's take E44 Al Khail Road and D68 Al Khail Street. This route is 7 minutes faster than D77 Al Manama Street Nad Al Sheba 2, E311, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road. In 100 meters, turn right on Street 9.
Big chai? No chai?
As Jamie Oliver would say, because it is the food industry that we're talking about in a moment, and he has made his own coffee, no five-star service around here, and he's going to be in our studio in a matter of moments. Greg Wright is the co-founder
Turn right on Street 9.
Food People, in to talk about whether we are facing a shortage of restaurant workers here in the Gulf. This is the Business Breakfast on Dubai Eye on One.
In 100 meters, turn right on Street 3. Then at the roundabout, take the third exit.
Exclusive deals, explore innovative solutions, and get access to more. Visit
Turn right. Then at the roundabout, take the third exit on Street 3.
Moved on our need for another chat with the locals.
It's so beautiful. It makes me want to sing.
Well, I love what you've done with the place.
Oh, I thank you. I found the twigs myself, and the sunsets over the trees. Oh,
At the roundabout, take the third exit on Street 3.
I'm migrating again.
This is being moved on our need by Dubai Properties, where everyone has a story to tell. Even the birds. Start your next chapter with a 3 or 4 bedroom townhouse. Visit dp.ae to learn more. The Night Shift with Mark Lloyd.
The soundtrack to your life.
On my show, we feature some of the brand new albums that are being released. We play
In
them
100
and we
meters,
review them.
use the right lane to turn right on Al Seedoff 1 Street.
I think we found that new James Bond theme there, Eddie. Absolutely. The whole thing is just pure quality. The vocal performance.
Turn right on Al Seedoff 1
So
Street.
we feature some of the best bands in the UAE playing live right here in our studio.
In 300 meters, use the left 2 lanes to turn left on D86 First Al Khail Street.
All of that on my show, The Night Shift.
Join the conversation on The Night Shift with Mark Lloyd.
Weeknights from 8 p.m.
Only on Dubai Eye 103.8.
Jumeirah now has easy access to world-class healthcare services from American Hospital Dubai. Yes, right in your neighborhood at Galleria Mall. Now advanced healthcare is around you. We are wherever you are. For appointments, call 800-243-92 or visit ahdubai.com. Only one free zone has the ability to support indigenous manufacturing for even the biggest names in the healthcare and pharmaceutical sector. With the Jebel Ali Free Zone, there are never any headaches.
Hello, is that the Deer Enrichment Project?
Yes, my dear. How can I help you?
Do you have apartments for me and my family?
Yes, spacious modern studios and 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms are leasing now.
And is there space for me to play?
Yes, of course. There are community parks and plazas with fountains and even a skate park, restaurants, and plenty of parking.
Excellent. I will tell my mom all about it.
Find your forever home at the Data Enrichment Project. Call us today on 800-484-72 for flexible leasing deals. Discover Europe with Fly Dubai and enjoy great fares to great destinations. Fly to Bucharest, Ljubljana, Prague, Krakow, and many more with your friends or family. Make sure you book early at flydubai.com. Terms and conditions apply. Live your best life on Afternoons with Helen Farmer. Performance coach and owner of Transformer Asia Leadership and Management Consultancy, Sugar Lumigit. What kind of things were you
Use the left 2
journaling
lanes
at
to turn
night?
left on
I lost
D86
my
First Al
balance.
Khail Street.
And I believe because of that emotional trauma that I had being suffered at a very young age.
In 400
journaling
meters,
was my refuge.
keep right to
It was my
D63
only way
Oak
to
Suking
express
Street.
my emotion being away from my dad. Journaling, it doesn't really have to be in paper. It could be in audio. You could record it. You could even draw. Weekdays from 2 p.m.
With King's College Hospital London in Dubai.
On Dubai Eye 103.8, the UAE's #1 talk radio station.
Hello, we are the Thompsons. I'm David.
And I'm Leanne. We've always dreamt of a home of our own in the UAE.
And DIB Home Finance.
Use the right two lanes to keep right to D63 Oak
For
Sukim
the
Street.
dreams of the Thompsons and many more who wish to make the UAE their home away from home,
Turn
Dubai
right.
Islamic Bank
Then use
provides
the left
unique
lane to
home
keep
finance
left to
solutions with multiple
D63 Oak
payment
Sukim
options.
Street.
Budget for extra finances and the special My Home Relationship Advantage. Get ready for home with Dubai Islamic Bank. Ready for the new. SMS home to 4224. For product details and terms and conditions, visit www.dib.ae/home.
Celebrate longer weekends and summer holidays at the newly opened Centaur Mirage Beach Resort Dubai. Experience a family getaway with a water park, lazy river, splash pad and slides, or enjoy cliff jumping and an adventurous rope climbing course. There are also multiple kids clubs and a candy-themed kids spa. Stays start from 499 dirhams per night and kids go free. Call 045 229999 to book now or log on to CentaurHotelsResorts.com. This is the Business Breakfast on Dubai Eye on 1.
With Service My Car. Need a car service? Book on the Service My Car website or app.
21 minutes past 7, good morning. The markets on Dubai Eye 103.8.
With Dubai Islamic Bank Business Banking.
Use the left lane to keep left to D63 Oak Sukim Street.
Every day. Hashtag ready for business.
Stock markets cooking on gas over the past 24 hours. Overnight on Wall Street, S&P 500 almost 3% to the good. Nasdaq more than 3% high. Tech stocks doing well, and that rally is continuing in Asia this morning. The best of a very good bunch is the Nikkei in Tokyo, 2.5% higher.
Commodities.
Right, let's have a look at where we are with Brent. $107 just over. We are up 1% this morning. Bear in mind we rose 5% this week. Bear in mind we fell 5% last week. Trading still apparently everyone's
In
actually
1.9 kilometers.
but there is
Exit
quite a bit of
D44
concern
north in
about
direction of
what's happening
Zabil.
with supply, and that does seem to be driving the price up.
You're listening to the UAE's #1 talk radio station.
This is the Business Breakfast on Dubai Eye on 1. Right, Meshrick came out with a report yesterday warning that the Gulf is looking down the barrel at a shortfall of skilled workers in the hospitality sector. We're going to need another 90,000 of them in the next 4 years, apparently. Getting us to wonder, A, if they're out there, and B, if we're getting enough to get them in. Enter Greg White, who is the co-founder of Food People. It's a recruitment company that puts people in jobs in the food sector from chefs
In 1
to
kilometer,
CEOs.
exit
With us
right.
Now, Greg, good morning.
Good morning.
So Meshrick said we're facing a shortage of talent in the hospitality industry over the medium term. Are they right?
Yes, yeah, I think the answer is yes. I think when it comes to talent right now, if we look at it both short term and long term, I think there's shortages of both. That's what we're certainly seeing in the market right now, and I think when you talk about talent in the short term, I think it's important to split that into 3 segments. So for me, I think short term at the lower level, it's absolute chaos. In the mid-level, I think it's more functional, and then at C-suite, it's that's where the real battle is. So yeah, maybe we can talk.
Use the right two lanes to exit right D44 north in direction of Zabil.
We don't operate at the lower level, but obviously I've got a lot of friends in that space, and right in that space now, as I said, it's absolute chaos. They're trying to upskill that with better baristas, better waiters to give a better customer service and a better customer journey in the restaurant space. But unfortunately, with what happened with COVID, there was quite an exodus of talent, and also with the way that work-life balance is and the shortage of hours and things like that are creeping in, we're not seeing those positions being filled quick enough.
Do people not want to do it?
I think there's been a mindset shift when it comes to hospitality globally. So if you think of markets like the UK, for example, when you go in at the entry level point, you get tips, you build up your skill set, and then usually you grow into more of a senior role with F&B. Here, the entry point for F&B is a lot higher, because at that lower level, we typically bring people in from subcontinent, and that level there, they don't typically tend to progress upward. They just move around at that level. So the competition right now for moving those people is higher than it's ever been. And usually what it means is offering people kind of 50 or 100 dirhams a week more or even a month more, and they'll go. So that's where the real challenge is right now.
Continue straight for 6 minutes to exit 27D 68 north in
But you say
direction
that
of
there are
Dera.
also challenges at the C-suite level.
Absolutely, I think that's where the biggest challenge is today. So interestingly, in the last 6 to 9 months, we've had more C-suite positions come into our business than we ever have. But that's where the real challenge is. So the biggest challenge really is that a lot of these VC, PE funds, private equity businesses, large family groups, they're actually not willing to give leaders at the level down the opportunity to step up, because they want a safe pair of hands to kind of get them through what is considered to be a fairly rocky phase, I think, for the next 6 to 12 months. Equally, they want people that are proven in the region, so they're also not willing to give people a chance from outside that don't have
Speed camera
local
reported ahead.
experience. So then the pool shrinks and shrinks and shrinks. And of course, over here you get a lot of owner-operators. So a lot of the best restaurant groups here are people that have created them, ran them, and then lead them themselves. So that pool is very, very, very tight. So at that level, I see that as the biggest challenge right now.
Are owners, are the people hiring willing to pay the money it takes to get the right people?
Again, I think you need to split it in terms of level. So at the lower level, it's becoming
Speed
more
camera
competitive.
reported ahead.
So yes, salaries are increasing very, very slightly at the lower level. At the mid-level, I don't think so. I think if I was to predict, I actually think salaries might drop a little bit over the next few months at that mid-bracket, and I'll talk about the reasons why in a moment. At the senior level, that's where we're seeing huge increases in salaries because of the things that I just said. Particularly moving from Saudi Arabia to UAE and back, we're seeing big jumps in salary there just because the demand for proven leaders at that senior level is really hard to find.
Talk to me about that mid-level. You said there were a number of reasons for what's happening with the money there.
Yeah, so in the mid-level, first of all, there's a lot of people looking for roles, okay? So I don't want to upset people and say that there's not talent here, but I think we have to talk about what talent really is. And for me, talent is somebody that's able to take a business from one level to the next, or a company may have a certain project that they need to complete and therefore requires a certain skill set. So there are a lot of people in the market that are looking for jobs, but in terms of that circle of people that can really uplift businesses, that's very, very tight. So in that middle level bracket, there are not that many of those people. However, restaurant groups, I don't think have
Speed camera reported ahead.
financial ability to be able to uplift salaries there. And the reason for that, I think, is because yes, tourism is high and restaurants are selling more food, but the cost of that sale is a lot higher. So with what's happening in the world right now with supply chain, raw material cost, fuel cost, leasing costs, and of course aggregator costs, which I won't get into because that's a sore subject, this impacts the amount of cash flow that's available to them put into L&D, hiring, and of course marketing. So I actually see salaries
Speed camera reported ahead.
leveling out, if not dipping, over the next kind of 6 to 9 months.
So what does that actually mean on the ground then? If we don't have the right people, and if you think salaries are going to dip, but we don't have enough people, what does that actually mean for the industry?
I think it's going to be tough times ahead. It's good, we'll push through it because I think here in Dubai, I think we are secure. Obviously, we do thrive off tourism. We've got the World Cup coming up. There's a lot of activity in the market, and it's a
Speed
super
camera
positive place to
reported
be.
ahead.
So I don't want to put the industry down. We're more active than we ever are. I think what needs to happen is companies need to be more decisive on their hiring decisions. So yes, there is talent in this market. Yes, some of it is happy where it is and doesn't want to move, but that just means that companies need to work harder and quicker and more efficient to get that talent on board. And I think that's where right now we're seeing the biggest challenge. So there's a lot of opportunity out there. It's a very much a candidate-driven market, but businesses aren't really set up effectively enough to hire quickly, and therefore they're losing people because they're so competitive.
Why is that? Is that just inefficiencies within companies? Is it a wait-and-see approach? People worry about what's happening with the economy? What's your gut sense?
Speed camera
I think
reported ahead.
Deep down, this market is quite reactive in terms of talent. So what typically happens is something happens or someone leaves, and then
In
they say,
1.5 kilometers.
But
Use the
versus in
left
more
4
developed
lanes to
markets
keep
where
left
the
to
pipeline
exit
tunnel
27
out and they can
D68 north in direction of
for that
Deira.
reason, that's mainly why companies struggle. And I think it comes down to having more robust hiring structures and processes in place. So knowing who's going to interview when, who this person's going to meet and how, and what the key criteria is for that role. Because we work with a lot of businesses and we'll talk to them day in, day out.
Speed camera reported ahead.
But until they actually meet people, it's then that they realise what they actually want. So I think that's where the gap is right now. Companies don't necessarily know exactly what they want. They just know they need people. And that's what we're seeing quite frequently in the market in F&B right now.
So I've got 1 minute, 40 seconds left with you. What else needs to change? What needs to happen?
I think for me, the restaurant industry needs a bit
Keep
of a
left to
shake
exit
up
27
in terms of
D68 north in direction
HR
of Deira.
hiring and L&D. I think that for me is one of the major reasons why people lose talent, because they're not happy with how they're progressing within that company.
Continue
and
straight for
maybe
5
not
minutes to
seeing the growth
D62
aspirations
in
that they
direction
want
of
in
Al
their career.
Sharjah.
This is why in this region you see people move typically every 16, 18 months to 2 years, whereas in other markets they tend to stick around more. So for me, I think the company needs support for sure. We need an injection of cash maybe from government to try and help increase hiring across the region.
Greg Wright is the co-founder of Food People. That's a recruitment company that does place people in the food sector. Responding to that report from Meshrek saying we need more people in hospitality. Thank you very much for your time this morning.
UAE News.
With Etihad Airways. Good morning, I'm Serena Kelly. Coming up, the UAE and France have expressed concern regarding the conflict in Ukraine. Sri Lanka's parliament will choose between 3 candidates for president today, and a US judge has ordered that Twitter's lawsuit against Elon Musk go to trial in October. Find out more at the top of the hour. For more on these stories, download the ARND Centre app. This is the Business Breakfast on Dubai Eye on One.
With ADSS, the leading Lena broker. Visit adss.com. And for tonight's grand prize, your very own Ferrari F430. Like the sound of that? Well, you're gonna love this. Service My Car is giving one lucky customer a classic, a fiery Ferrari F430. All you have to do to enter the draw is to book a service package and spend over 1,500 dirhams in repairs. Book now at servicemycar.com or call 800 booking. T's and C's apply. In a city that's striding into the future, be at the centre of tomorrow. For as little as 49 dirhams per square foot, you can now relocate your business to National Industries Park office buildings. A prime location close to the Jebel Ali Port and Free Zone, Al Maktoum Airport and the Expo 2020 Dubai site. Connect to your value chain in a thriving industrial ecosystem and prepare your business for tomorrow. Call 800 52392 or visit nip.ae to book your space.
Cruise through your weekend with Motormania.
I'm joined now by Clement Piat. He is a UAE resident. He wanted to take his new Volkswagen Golf GTI back to his country. But instead of looking into shipping the car, why not? Let's just drive.
Went to Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, Turkey, Bulgaria, Serbia, Europe.
Guys, would you drive to Europe? 100%.
Absolutely. Clement, what's the distance you drove in total?
From the moment I left Dubai, it was my car went 153,000 kilometers and I reached with 161. So in total it was 8 hours.
Every Saturday from 10 a.m.
With carswitch.com.
on the UAE's #1 talk radio station, Dubai Eye 103.8.
This year is different. You've come a long way. You've fought hard. You've faced financial
Speed camera
difficulty.
reported ahead.
You've lost people you loved. But you've been brave. You've come out of this stronger. You believe that beyond uncertainty, there is hope. When you imagine the future, you see it brighter than today. This year is different because you're better prepared with Zurich International Life Insurance. Start the conversation today. Visit zurich.ae.
Jumeirah now has easy access to world-class healthcare services from American Hospital Dubai. Yes, right in your neighborhood at Galleria Mall. Now advanced healthcare is around you. We are wherever you are. For appointments, call 800-243-92 or visit ahdubai.com. Wealth is being more, not having more. Get your onshore and offshore wealth managed through a Wharton-trained professional. Citibank, there's more to wealth. Join at citibank.ae and get up to 7,500 dirhams cashback. Terms and conditions apply. Set the agenda for your day. As COVID continues to rage on, how effective are the vaccines against the new variants and subvariants that are out there? Dr. Howard Podolsky, the group CEO for Cambridge Medical
In 1.5 kilometers, use the left 4 lanes to continue straight to D62 in direction of Al Sharjah.
Throughout the world still appear to be rather effective at preventing us from succumbing to severe illness, hospitalization, or death.
Weekdays from 10 a.m.
On the UAE's #1 talk radio station, Dubai Eye 103.8. We're here at Moudon Al Raneem for another chat with the locals.
It's so beautiful. It makes me want to sing.
Well, I love what you've done with the place.
I thank you. I found the twigs myself, and the sunsets over the trees. Oh, so sweet. I'm never migrating again.
This has been Moudon Al Raneem by Dubai Properties, where everyone has a story to tell. Even the birds. Start your next chapter with a 3 or 4 bedroom townhouse. Visit dp.ae to learn more.
This is the business breakfast on Dubai Eye on One.
Take off, touchdown, work mode on.
Continue straight to D62 in direction of Al
It is
Sharjah.
that by E-Hand, starting from just 100 dirhams per week.
24 minutes to 8. Good morning.
In 1.8 kilometers,
On Dubai Eye
exit to D62 in direction of Hada.
The global logistics provider, making the flow of trade smoother, faster and more sustainable. Log on to dpworld.ae to learn more.
And Dubai issued 46,000 new business licenses in the first half of this year. That's up 25%.
Meanwhile, Dubai has topped a list of the world's most popular cities on TikTok.
And the DIFC court saw its caseload increase by 10% in the first half of the year.
And shares of Netflix jumped 7%. They've lost 1 million subscribers, but that was fewer than the 2 million.
In 1 kilometer, use the right 2
You're
lanes to
listening to the
exit right.
UAE's #1 talk radio station.
This is the business breakfast on Dubai Eye on One.
Now let's hear from a man who has some ideas on how to solve the global food crisis. He says we must resurrect forgotten crops. He is Syed Azam Ali, and I spoke to him last night.
The problem is that we grow too few crops to feed too many people. And fundamentally, we've got about a dozen crops that feed 7.8 billion people. In fact, about 3 crops, wheat, rice and maize, we know them all, feed about 60% of humanity. And I tell you, there's about 500...
Exit right to D62 in direction of Hada.
Which about 7,000 we've grown as crops. That tells us out of 7,000 crops, we're down to the last 3. And that is our problem.
And one of the things that your organisation has been talking about for a long time now, for more than a decade, even before that with your research, is what
In 600 meters,
underutilised
use the left 3 lanes to keep left to D62 in direction of Al Marqa.
Rice and maize that we all know about. What are the others that we've just neglected?
Well, there are crops that are local, so we've got these small, if you like, indigenous plants, sometimes we call them, and we've got a lot of pejorative terms. We say,
Keep
okay,
left to D62 in direction of Al Marqa.
crops or neglected crops. They're always negative terms. And when we set up crops for the future, we said exactly that. You know, these are also potentially crops for
In
the future.
2.3 kilometers, exit to E311 in direction of Al Sharjah.
But other scientists generally have ignored them. And that's why I started working on these crops, because clearly we've had them around a long time, we've never invested in them. And now we've finally changed, they could become exactly that, the crops of the future. And they grow in different climates, but generally they grow where it's too hot, too dry, too difficult for these major
Speed camera reported ahead.
depend.
But there's a couple that you've referred to in your research. There's one that you referred to some research on your website, the Bambara groundnut, which is a new one on me. And also looking at your Twitter feed, you tweeted a recent feature about a crop called fonio, which is particularly prevalent or suitable to Senegal. Very quickly, pick one of those and explain how that might work. And that would be
In 1 kilometer, use the right 3 lanes to exit right. Then keep left.
because there is an incredible chef called Pierre Tian from Senegal, and he has rediscovered fonio, which is a crop that just grows in the desert. It grows without irrigation, without fertilizers, across West Africa. It could grow in certainly your region, and it's nutritious. And what he did was he realized that you could actually make food from it that people wanted. And what had happened is people in West Africa had lost the affinity for their own crops. They got used to French bread, they got used to baguette flown in from Paris, when they actually had fonio growing in the fields around them. And what Pierre
Exit
did
right.
was his
Then use the left
restaurants
2 lanes to keep left E311 in direction of Al Sharjah.
In America. And suddenly Africans said, hang on a minute, this is our crop and these are our foods, and we're now,
Use the left 2 lanes to keep left. Then use either lane to keep left E311 in direction of Al Sharjah.
It's a cereal. That means it grows very much like a rice or wheat or maize, and it grows in much drier conditions without imports. And it's nutritious, so it's got these wonderful characteristics that you can actually improve for better nutrition under climate change.
Use either lane to keep left E311 in direction of Al Sharjah.
Business is essentially what you call a fossil food business. It's so dependent on energy, either for fertilizer or transportation. You want to go from fossil foods to future foods. Explain that concept to me.
Well, fossil foods, it's not that these aren't great crops. We wouldn't have grown wheat and rice and plains if they weren't great crops. The problem is we got addicted not just to the crops, but to the fossil fuels we need to grow them. And if you think of everything, the fertilizers, the machinery, the transport chains, the cultivation, all of these things require fossil fuels in huge amounts. And what we've now become used to is an industrial model of agriculture in which these crops can only be grown with high inputs and large amounts of fertilizer and irrigation, and of course transported, as an example, from Ukraine.
In 3.1 kilometers, exit to exit 60D93 in direction of Al Mazar.
To countries around the world, Middle East and Africa, which then have to import those food as crops because they no longer grow their own food. So that's really why the sort of food system. And of course, we looking for future foods, and those are the crops that we will have to grow under these very difficult environments that we're going to face in the future. But they don't have to be bad crops, they could be actually wonderful crops if we really invested and recognised their potential for the future.
So one of the great things about the three that you mentioned, rice, wheat and maize, is that there are economies of scale. They've grown at such scale that we've become incredibly efficient. Convince me that we can reach that level of efficiency with fairly niche crops like fonio or the barbecue groundnut, one of your favourites, and hundreds or maybe even thousands of others. Can it viably be done at the scale sufficient to solve the problems that you so eloquently illustrate?
Well, let's go back to scale, but for a second, let's just take the direction we took. We had these thousands of crops and we reduced them down to 10 and 3 or 4 crops feeding billions of people. If you continue that logic, we'll not do.
In 1 kilometer, use the right 3 lanes to exit right. Then continue straight.
It isn't, because something happened to we. We're all in trouble because we all depend on the same crop. So the economies of scale argument worked, but there were problems with that. To have these economies of scale, you need high inputs, you need fertilizer, you need an industrial production system. And for that, of course, you need an infrastructure that's suited to those 3 or 4 crops. Now, when we talk about scaling up, and I think this point particularly for your region, we need to rethink what we mean by agriculture. Now, if I asked you what you think of agriculture, you would say, well, it's pretty old-fashioned.
Exit right to exit 60D93 in direction of Al Mazar. Then use the left 3 lanes to continue straight to D93 in direction of Al Hamria Port.
The Emirates has actually produced, just established the biggest vertical farm in the world.
Use the left 3 lanes to continue straight. Then use any lane to continue straight to D93 in direction of Al Hamria Port.
Producing huge amounts of consumption by airlines.
Use any lane to
It is
continue
sensible
straight to D93 in direction of Al
If
Hamria
we
Port.
rethink agriculture, we can
Then
bring
turn
in
left
young
on
people,
D93 Al Nada
digital,
Street.
native, savvy people who can actually see agriculture as a business opportunity, and then scaling up as a different thing in big fields with big
Turn
machines
left on
producing the
D93
same
Al
crop
Nada Street.
all over identical systems. So I think the ultimate word I want to use is we've got to diversify. And
In
scaling up
1.3
doesn't mean
kilometers,
economies of scale.
exit to
Just for
D62
those
in direction of
big crops,
Sharjah.
it means variations in the way we actually grow crops and the crops we produce for different circumstances and different environments. They could be urban, they could be rural, they could be farms, they could be vertical, they could be reusing some of the huge infrastructure left empty now because of COVID and people working from home. It needs a different mindset to sit down and say agriculture doesn't have to be farms in fields far from where we live.
Two final questions for you. First of all, you say another problem is food for non-food uses, and you identify a couple. One is feeding cattle or feeding livestock, and the other is biofuels for transportation.
Doesn't make sense, does it?
In 300 meters, exit right.
And of course, yes, we grow those crops, and we can argue, well, if we grow the crops, let's use them for different purposes. But why not use crops that are suitable for human food?
Exit right to
That we can actually
D62
use
in direction of
bioenergy for
Sharjah.
biofuels, or even particularly as animal feed. And I'll give you an example again. Aquaculture, when we think of fish, we're feeding fish with fish.
In 200 meters, use the right lane to turn right to D62 in direction of Sharjah.
The voice of decided as
Then keep
Alex,
left.
Chief Executive Officer of Crops for the Future.
Turn right. Then keep left to D62 in direction of Sharjah.
Fight against the food crisis.
Traffic.
With McDonald's.
Not much to tell you about on the roads of the UAE this morning. It is starting to get busy coming in from the North Emirates now. Both the 311 and the E11 are slow moving. The airport tunnel is fine at the moment. Once you get to Dubai, Business Bay, DIFC, the downtown area all seem to be pretty much fine so far.
Keep left to D62 in direction of Sharjah.
Ice up your summer with the McCafe caramel and vanilla ice lattes. And coming up next, we'll have a look at those Netflix numbers and the latest in
In 500 meters,
versus
exit to
Aeon,
35A
who is
Street.
winning that particular spat. I'm not even sure I know who's winning that particular spat. Advantage Twitter at the moment, would you say?
Definitely scored a point last night with a court victory. They are going to get what they want, which is a rapid fire court case later on this year.
Weather check.
With Air Arabia,
Exit
enjoy
right to
amazing
35A Street.
destinations for less.
Then turn right.
Antalya, Bodrum, Bishkek, and many more. Book now at airarabia.com.
Some light winds taking the humidity
right.
levels down a notch and a mix of sunny and cloudy conditions. Temperatures ranging from 34 degrees Celsius in Fujairah later, getting up to highs of 41 later this afternoon.
This is the UAE's #1 talk radio station.
There's more to come on the Business Breakfast on Dubai Eye on One. Stories that make you smile.
With First Abu Dhabi Bank.
A twin born almost 10 times smaller than her
You've
sister
arrived.
has
Destination
defied
is on your
odds.
left.
Doctors were convinced she would die in the womb. Patty Reagan, now 6 months old, was born 11 weeks early, weighing just 1 pound, and was overshadowed by her twin Mila, who was 2 pounds 13 ounces. Reagan spent 118 days in intensive care unit, but she did make it eventually and joined her sister and family at home in Washington, Pennsylvania. Thankfully, the twins are now both thriving, but are still different in size.
Here's another reason to make you smile. By First Abu Dhabi Bank.
On Dubai Eye 103.8.
Open an FAB current account and transfer your salary to get a bonus to enjoy your hobbies or plan a staycation with your family.
Take a deep breath in and imagine exclusive living in Ravinia, a new community nestled within the woodlands of Mazar, the UAE's largest forested community in Sharjah. Picture being surrounded by more than 50,000 trees, 13 kilometers of fitness tracks, parks, kids zones, and a community hub with shops, cafes, fitness centers, and restaurants. Now breathe out. And call us on 800 ARADA or visit arada.com to book today. Set the agenda for your day with Dubai's metaverse strategy being